Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for another video, and I'm back with a video I haven't done for a while. I try to do a few of these a year. They're a very difficult video to put together because it takes a lot of time and effort to do it. But this is another Hows and Whys. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't know what Hows and Whys video is, the idea is that I take a particular gimmick, a particular prop, a particular thing, and I kind of really go into a deep dive with it, and I kind of show you multiple performances that you can do with it, multiple routines you can do with it, and I try to do it with items or utility devices or gimmicks that are kind of underutilized. Maybe there's not a lot of routines for these particular gimmicks. And you guys know, anybody who's watching this channel that's a fan of my Magic, you know that one of my favorite things to do is to take classics of Magic and kind of turn them on their head. It's why I love doing things like this Svengali deck project and the Visible project and the cheek-to-cheek deck project and things like that. So today I'm going to be doing it on the double shell gimmick. We're going to do a Hows and Whys on the double shell gimmick. Now, what is the double shell gimmick? Well, I have one over here. I will show you what one is, just so we are on the same wavelength. The double shell gimmick is also known as a 3CM, and it's also known as a triple threat. And it depends on who you actually believe as to what it is meant to be called. Way back in the day, before Todd Lassen passed away, there was kind of an online beef between Todd Lassen and Jamie Schoolcraft, who at the time were the two greatest coin gaffers of that generation, and Jamie's still smashing it today. Well, at about the same time, they bought out a coin gaff. Jamie bought out a 3CM, while Todd bought out a triple threat. And I've got multiple versions of this gimmick. I've got Todd's versions of it, I've got Jamie's versions of it, I've got 3CMs, triple threats. This is actually a 3CM, I believe. And yeah, there was a book that was written many, many years ago. And I think David Neighbours had something to do with that book. But outside of that, there's been, and unfortunately, I can never get a copy of that book. But outside of that book, there's very little that's been written about the double shell gimmick, or the 3CM, or the triple threat. And I've been using this gimmick for years. Anybody who knows my first Penguin Live and has watched that first Penguin Live, you'll know that I have a routine in there called triple threat. Which is one of my favourite coin routines to do. I think this coin gimmick is super versatile. Now, let me explain what it is, and then I'll talk to you about what we're going to do in this video. So the triple threat, or the 3CM, or we'll call it the double shell gimmick for now, okay? Basically, it is what it appears. It is what it sounds like. It's a double shell gimmick. So you have two shells, and you have an insert. Now, the insert is a little bit thinner than a normal coin, so that everything aligns perfectly. But you have a Morgan dollar in this case, and you have two shells. And one is a expanded shell and one is a cut down shell. So the coin is cut down and thinned, which means it fits perfectly into this inner shell. And then this expanded shell goes on the top, which creates a unit. Now, what you probably can't tell, or maybe you can tell, I don't know, there's Teflon coating inside the shells, which deadens the noise. It makes it very, very silent. And there's also magnets inside there as well. And the magnets are at such a strength that it doesn't lock. It's not a locking device. If you put it on the table and picked it up, you'd pick up one shell. But because of the magnets, you can kind of throw it from hand to hand when it's nested, and it really does look like one coin, right? But you have the ability to just take off the shell. If there were no magnets there, both shells might come apart. But you know that every time that you do this, you're going to have one shell come off, leaving a nested unit there. And again, when you do this, you're going to have the next shell come off, leaving the thin coin. Now, because of how this whole thing works, it means that you can go from one coin to three coins relatively easily. And if they're on the table, they look great. If they're up here in the air, they look great. The angles are perfect on these, and that is what a triple threat gimmick is. It's a triple threat or a 3CM gimmick. It's basically a double shell gimmick. Now, this is different to a triad coin. A triad coin is very similar, but there's differences. Although a lot of the routines that I'm going to show you, you can probably do with a triad coin. But a triad coin, which was invented by Joshua J. and Vanishing Ink and used in Josh's fantastic cylinder and coin routine, locks the coin the other way around, if that kind of makes sense. So the two shells kind of face each other. There are differences, but there are similarities as well. I love this gimmick because it literally just sits in my pocket and I can use it to do so many different routines. Routines that are perfect for walk around, routines that are perfect for tabled work, yeah, and lots of different environments. So that is what a double shell or a triple threat or a 3cm gimmick is. Now, what I'm going to do on this particular video is I'm going to show you 10 routines, performances of 10 routines. I'm not going to explain them. This is not going to be a tutorial, but I'm going to talk about why the routine works really well, why it works as it does, why using this gimmick is better than using other techniques to do the same thing. And we're gonna show you 10 routines that are original to me, 10 unique uses of the triple threat. Now, what I have also done is, if you are a member of the NETRIX, now the NETRIX is my online streaming platform for magicians. On this week's upload, I have created a new section on the NETRIX. So as well as coin magic and card magic and all the different sections under the categories part, there's also going to be the double shell gimmick. And when you click on that, it's going to be tutorials for all of the routines that you're about to see now. So this, rather than doing, normally on the NETRIX, we upload 5 new videos every 2 weeks. We're uploading 10 videos in one go. And all of the tricks that I'm showing you here, they are going to be taught and they're going to be put into the NETRIX under that section. Which means that if you're a NETRIX user, you can access these tricks immediately. If you join the NETRIX, you'll be able to access them along with the hundreds of other tricks. And just like everything else on the NETRIX, we link through to the sleight sections as well. So any moves and sleights that you need to learn, you'll be able to learn from the sleight section. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing on this video. So yeah, you can get these from Jamie Schoolcraft sells these. You can get variations of these from most magic dealers. If you know Ronald Davis in the UK, he will make these for you as well. I'm sure Mark Mason would as well. There's a lot of people that will make the double shell gimmick. And as I say, worst case scenario, the triad coin will work with these as well. And you can get these in $50 and $1. Jamie Schoolcraft probably does the best. Well, there's no probably about it. Jamie Schoolcraft does the best version of these, bar none. You just go on his website to look for the 3cm. But there are lots of other variations as well. So without further ado, let's have a look at the routines that I've been using over the last few years with this gimmick. Yeah. Check this out. I'm going to show you something with 2 hands and a piece of imagination. This is a piece of imagination, Michael. If I take that piece of imagination, watch, all I have to do is squeeze, and as I do, it turns into a coin. Not just any coin, but that is a Morgan silver dollar. That is a beautiful coin. I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to reach and take another piece of imagination. You can't see it, but that's number 2. If I do this slowly and get faster and faster and faster, you can create the illusion that you've actually got 2 of those Morgan dollars, which is really cool because now I've got 2. Now I can do the trick. What's the trick, I hear you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to try and produce a third one. I'm going to make a third one appear. That's right. So don't worry about these 2. The third one is right there. It is. That's number 3. So that's 1, 2. I'm sure I had. I'm so sorry. So what was I saying? Yeah, there's 2 over there and there's a third one there. That's right. So that's 1, 2. I'm sorry. What I mean is there's 2 over there and there's a third over there. So, sorry, there's 2 over there. The third one is over there. So that I'm going to make it appear at the tips of the fingers. This is so frustrating. I'll make it appear at the tips of well, these fingers, there you go, the tips of these fingers over here, obviously. But now I've got the 3 coins, and now I can do the trick. What's the trick? Well, the trick is to make the coins disappear. Obviously. Why would I make them disappear if I can't make them disappear? So here's the thing. You need to watch, don't watch these 2. Watch this one. It's very important that you don't watch these 2. Because if you watch these 2, you'll miss this one vanish. It's called misdirection. You see, I'm making look somewhere else. I'm looking over here, then I look back over here. That makes you look back over there. And as I do, that's when I make that one vanish. That's how this works, but you can't tell anyone, you see. Now, the last one, all I have to do is squeeze into nothing. Don't look away. You know where the coin is. Don't look away. 1, 2, 3. And that is nothing but a trick with a piece of imagination. So first of all, we are going to be looking at a routine called simple production. Now, the simple production that you've just seen is basically a 3-coin production and vanish. So you make 3 coins appear. You've got that kind of ladder sequence where it looks like you're producing a third one, but then one of the other coins vanish, and you keep doing that and you keep doing that. It's a 3-coin production and then a vanish of the 3 coins. I love production and vanish routines. One of the reasons I love routines like this is because it's quick and it's visual. It establishes credibility. It's a great opener. It really looks like you've got a lot of skill, whilst in actual fact, it's actually not that difficult. And that's one of the advantages of a double shell gimmick. Normally, to do something like that would require a lot of sleight of hand. You'd have to palm multiple coins. You'd have to be loading coins onto a fan. You'd have to be using Mickey Mouse moves. You'd be left with 3 coins that you'd have to palm in some way, like classic palm or finger palm. It wouldn't be an easy routine to do. Now, the thing with the triple threat gimmick, and we'll go and get it again, or a double shell gimmick, is everything is nested together into this one coin. So I can just have it in my pocket and then I'm good to go. You know, I just have this one nested gimmick. I can produce the first coin however I want to. I can produce the second coin however I want to. I can go straight into the sequence where I'm making coins vanish and they're reappearing over there, do all that sort of stuff. And I can produce the third one and then vanish them. And the nice thing is the vanish sequence is complete vanish. Because we're using 2 shells and an insert, I can have very clean vanishes of those first 2 coins. And that's where the audience are watching closely, right? They're watching closely on the first vanish and there's nothing to see. They're watching closely on the second vanish, there's nothing to see. And then the final coin just vanishes and it's like, well, okay, I have no idea how that's done. Yeah, so I think making 3 coins appear and vanish using this is one of the best ways to do this. Could you use sleight of hand? Yes. Is it a lot more difficult? Yes. Are there purists out there that would go, well, you should only really do routines like that with regular coins? Absolutely. I disagree though. I think having this in your pocket and having the ability to produce 3 coins and vanish them very, very easily. It's a great opener. If you're performing for audiences where there's kids in the audience, kids love this. You don't have to produce them from the air. You can produce them from a kid's ear. There's a lot to love about having just this gimmick in your pocket and being able to go into a routine like you just saw. So that's the simple production. And there's lots of different ways to do the simple production. I do like that Jeff Latter sequence where you're kind of making the coins appear over there and then the vanishing from over there. I do think that double take style moment looks really good. But now we're going to go into the next routine. And the next one you're going to see me performing live at the Penguin Studios. And this is called Triple Threat. And it's probably my favorite routine with this gimmick. And this is, you know, sometimes I'll perform at functions where I've got very little time and I have to get around as many people as possible. This is one of my favorite routines to do in that environment because I can literally do like this one routine. They feel like there's 15 or 20 moments of magic in a 2 or 3 minute period, and then I can move on. So let's have a look at it live at the Penguin Theatre. This is Triple Threat. So Aaron, let me ask you a question. If I told you I could reach behind your ear, show my hand empty, reach behind your ear and make a silver dollar appear, the largest coin in circulation today, would that be good? Watch. Brace yourself, I'm coming in. There it is. It's invisible. Thank you very much. Tip your waitress, I'm here all week. You don't look impressed. If you watch the coin though, you see it's invisible, but if I squeeze, I can take the invisibility off. That looks a bit more, I know. Looks a little bit more impressive. The weird thing is this coin does weird things. You see, if I take the coin and put it over there, it jumps over there. If I take the coin and put it over there, it jumps down there. If I take the coin and put it on the table, it looks like it's invisible. It's still there. You can't see it until I squeeze it, and it comes back again. This is, I know you're shaking your head. Watch this, sir. If I snap my fingers, the coin goes back on the table down there. Are we following this? Is this making any sense? Now, here's the thing. I understand how that works. I'm a magician. I'm meant to understand how it works. But, Aaron, do you know what I don't understand? How there's a second coin right over there. I know. But now we've got the 2 coins, now I can do the trick. Do you see the 2 coins? Watch very carefully, don't blink. The 2 coins go over here. Now, Aaron, I'm going to do this as close to you as I can. Watch the 2 coins. This hand goes into a fist. If I take the coins, hold them in my hand, touch my thumbs together, the coin jumps from one hand to another. I know. Now, I'm going to teach you how it works. It's very, very simple. I shouldn't tell people how it works, but I don't care, really. It's very simple. You have the 2 coins, and it's sleight of hand. That means doing sneaky stuff when you're not looking. So you see, the idea is that you have the 2 coins, you make a fist. When people aren't looking, you take one of the coins out and you put it in the other hand. That's called cheating. That's what it looks like in slow motion, full speed. You just don't really see it go, do you? I mean, it goes quite quickly, really. I know! So I thought the problem is, you guys are at the back in the cheap seats, they're probably not following this. So let me do it again, watch. Holding them up here. Do you see the 2 coins? Yes. If I go up and down like this, Oh, by the way, do you know what this is called? It's called turning your hand over. If you do it fast enough and go up and down, it really does look like the coin jumps in the underhand, doesn't it? I mean, it really does look. And I'll do it one last time, but this time, you make sure I don't cheat. I'm going to hold on to that coin there in that hand. Make sure I don't cheat. You guys over here, watch this coin very carefully. It looks like this. If I shake up and down, that coin over here jumps over here, and it goes as quick as that. Because here's the thing, I understand how that one works as well. What I don't understand is how we've got a third coin down there. That one really does confuse me. But now we've got the 3 coins. This is the trick we've been building for, Aaron, the 3-coin trick. Do you know why it's called the 3-coin trick? It's because it's got 3 coins. Genuinely not a trick question. Watch the 3 coins. I thought it was fairly obvious to be honest, but maybe not. The idea is that the coins go up the sleeve, across the chest, down the other sleeve into the hand. Say go. Go. That's the first one. So if there's one over there, I know. If there's one over there, Aaron, how many over here? 2. No, there's 2 over here. Try and keep up. I know. If there's 2 over here, how many down there? 1. No, all 3 are over there. There's nothing over there. That's the trick. That's the 3-coin trick. Thank you very, very much. The only thing I can do now to finish off is to make the coins disappear, to make them invisible. Watch the first coin. I'm going to take that first coin right there, squeeze it into nothing, and put it right there on that part of the map. That's coin number 1. This one here is coin number 2. That goes exactly the same way. It goes right there. That's the second coin. And the final coin goes right there. All you have to do is put it in the right space. That's coin number 3. That's all 3 coins. Thank you very, very much. But remember, if you want it back, you just take it off the table. But the thing is, if you do take it off the table, whatever you do, don't rub it. If you do, it's going to end up like about 20 times bigger. That's about as big as you're going to get. Do you want to know how it works, Aaron? Promise you won't tell anyone? It uses an extra coin. It's a bit bigger. You might have missed it, but that's that one right there, and that's the trick. Thank you very, very much. So like I said, this is Triple Threat, and I love it. This is a routine. I mean, you saw me perform it at Penguin to an audience, a big audience. This is something that plays to a really big audience. It plays to absolutely everybody. But as well as playing to absolutely everybody, it's the sort of thing that you can do in a close-up situation really well, really, really easily, because you know, there's not really any angles to speak of. And that's what's great about this. And one of my favorite things about this routine is it's non-linear. You can literally take it and adapt it to however you want to adapt it. So for example, if you want to take sections out, you can. If you want to add sections, you can. But there's a nice logic to the actual routine as a whole. You know, you're producing 1 coin, you're doing something with 1 coin, then you're producing 2 coins, you're doing something with 2 coins, then you're producing 3 coins, you're doing something with 3 coins, then the coins are vanishing, and then you've got that double jumbo coin production. It's great. And it takes up very little pocket space. You've just got a couple of jumbo coins, this coin, and you can do a routine that can play from anything from 3 to 7 minutes. It can play to a massive audience. You can do it intimately to a couple of different people. And talk about establishing credibility. Here's the thing. Anybody who watches you do that routine, they're going to think that you are sleight of hand expert. And although it's not the easiest routine in the world to do, it's not that difficult either. You know, the Gimmick is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, which is great because it allows you to focus on presentation. But again, it's another one of those routines that I've done. I've done it in parlor, I've done it on cabaret, I've done it close up, I've done it in every single environment. So it's called Triple Threat. Now we're going to move on and we're going to look at another routine. And this is one, I don't want to say much about it. It's called Crazy. And if I have to say anything about this trick, it's batshit mental. It really is. This routine is nuts. I'm not going to say anything else. Let's have a look at the performance of Crazy.
So if I was performing this in like a formal show, and to be honest, this is the best place to perform this type of routine in a formal show, I'd walk over and I'd say, hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Craig. I'm going to show you something using 3 coins. Now, these coins are actually Morgan silver dollars. You have an eagle on one side, and on the other side, they actually have a picture of the head of the Statue of Liberty. These coins are over 100 years old. They're made out of metal. They're solid. They're round. And I'm going to show you something incredible with them. You see, you've probably heard of sleight of hand. You've heard of the magician's ability to manipulate your mind, manipulate your senses, manipulate objects, make it look like something somewhere else when it's actually not. But here's the thing. Magicians have the ability to manipulate matter itself, to take matter, organize it, reorganize it, and reshape it into whatever they want to. And I don't expect you to take my word for it. I'm going to show you that right now using these 3 coins. And earlier on, before the show began, Michael, I asked you to pick 3 random objects. Can you confirm that you had a free choice of 3 random objects and you could have picked anything that you wanted?
Yep.
And you've not told anybody what those 3 objects are. You've not wrote them down. You've not said anything. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
I'm going to try and take these 3 coins, one at a time, and turn them into the objects that you're thinking of.
Okay.
To rearrange the matter itself. Now, we're going to start off with this first coin. The first coin. What was the object that you were thinking of?
It was Tic Tacs.
Tic Tacs. Okay, that's quite difficult, but let's see what we can do. If I take this coin, I can make it sound like a Tic Tac. The reason I can make it sound like a Tic Tac is because if I do this just right, I can actually turn it into some Tic Tacs. These are actually Tic Tacs right now. Now, that was actually quite a difficult thing to do, and the reason is I had to go from metal to plastic. You see, the outside of this is plastic. The inside is food. Is it Tic Tac food?
Kind of.
Kind of food. That was very, very difficult. Let's see if we can do it again. There was a car on that list. I really hope you didn't think of a car because, frankly, my hands aren't big enough for that. But let's see if we can do something else. We've still got 2 coins to go. I tell you what, don't worry about this one. Watch this one. You tell me, what was the second object?
It was a Chinese coin.
A Chinese coin. That's a little bit easier because I can still use metal. Very little difference, actually, between that coin and Chinese coin. I have to kind of change the molecular structure slightly. It wouldn't be silver. It would probably be more brass. You want symbols on there as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, make it fully Chinese. How's that? That would I even put a little hole in the middle. So that's 2. Now, that wasn't too hard, but let's see if we can do one last one. So we've got the Tic Tacs, we've got the Chinese coin. That leaves us with one final coin. What was the last one? What was the final thing that you looked at?
It was a chocolate bar.
It was a chocolate bar?
Yeah.
That's quite difficult. But I suppose if I could really do this, turning metal into chocolate would be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Not just any chocolate. My favourite chocolate bar, a blue ribboned chocolate bar. And that is how magicians manipulate matter.
So the history behind this trick is it was developed when I was entering competitions regularly. When I was a lot younger, I was entering a lot of competitions, winning some of them, not winning others. And this is one that I used to open my competition act for quite a while. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to do something where there was obviously skill involved. It was not I was doing sleight of hand, I was doing skillful stuff. And you've got to remember, when I was entering competitions, this was a very underground gaff. A lot of people hadn't heard of this. I was one of the few people that had one. And so a lot of people were crediting me in competitions with having more skill than I actually had because of the use of this gimmick, right? But I wanted to do something that obviously had skill, but also something different to anything that people had seen before. Now, when I was entering competitions, I used to use a force bag. So I would come out and I'd bring out a locking force bag, a locking see-through triple force bag. And what I'd do is I'd walk out and I'd throw the bag to somebody, have them reach in and take out a slip, throw the bag to somebody else, throw the bag to somebody else. And I'd point out there's lots of different everyday objects that are in there, lots of different objects that magicians might carry around with them. And we're going to try and do something with that a little bit later on. I'd then bring out the purse and I'd reach into the purse and I'd bring out 3 coins. And I'd go into this routine. And I love the craziness about it. It's kind of like, you're having somebody think of something and the coin is turning into that thing. It's kind of an interesting... It's interesting, right? It's very different, and I love the sound illusion of when they turn into Tic Tacs. I love that. And here's the cool thing about this routine. A couple of cool things about it. So first of all, these days I use digital force bag, but you don't even have to force anything if you don't want to. You can just randomly turn coins into random objects for no reason at all. I do like turning the coins into objects that they're thinking of. There's kind of a lot of sense there, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But the nice thing about this is you can actually use this and you can turn those 3 coins into anything that you want to turn them into. You can even break that up during the course of the routine so that it's a running gag. So, for example, you can reach into your pocket, you can bring out a purse and take out 3 coins and put them on the table. And you can say, you know what, I'd like to start off with a trick with a pack of cards. And you take the first coin and you turn it into a pack of cards. And then after the card trick, you put the deck of cards to one side and you say, right, okay, let's do something else. Let's show you something with a pen. and now you take the next coin and you turn it into a pen. You know, so you've got those moments there, which is really, really good. Is this suitable for every single environment? No, it's not suitable for every single environment, but for the right time and the right place, this really does kill. It really does, and it's very strong. And it was developed, as I say, for a competition act, and that is where it's shone. I think it works really well as a competition piece. It really kind of makes you stand up head and shoulders above anyone else, because nobody else would be doing anything like that. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to the next trick right now. So the next thing I want to show you is, I call it the lighter trick, and I've got a more complicated version of this, which I'll share on Magic TV at some point. This is kind of a very simplified version, but this is the version that I do an awful lot. And this came about as a result of messing around with my routine security pen. Now, if you've not seen security pen, I did it on the Penguin Christmas special. It's the one with the 3 coins and the pen. And I loved the idea of substituting a pen for a lighter and producing coins from the flame in the lighter. And that's what you have with this. You're producing coins from the flame in the lighter, but there's moments where the coins are changing places with the lighter. Look, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let's have a look at a performance.
So I've got a lighter. This is one of Matt's lighters. I borrowed off him, and I'm just going to light the lighter. Now, here's the interesting thing. When I take the flame, throw the flame up in the air, it appears back on the lighter. Are you impressed?
Not really.
Look at this. Look, I can take the flame, throw it up in the air. It's back on the back on the lighter.
Is it?
Yes. If I reach into the flame, I can actually make a coin appear. That's a Morgan dollar. Is that better?
It's a bit better.
Better trick. It happens every single time. This is how magicians make money. We don't need to get paid for gigs. If we need money, we take a lighter, we reach into the flame, and we can make a coin appear. That's Morgan dollar. Let me do that one more time, because all good things come in threes. This time I just take the flame, shake the flame, and I turn it into another Morgan dollar. Now, I don't know why I would want to make these coins disappear, but if I do want to make them disappear, it's easy to do. I just have to light the lighter again. Watch, I take the first one, I just light the lighter, and as I do, that first coin vanishes right there into the flame. That leaves us with 2. I tell you what, watch this one, right? Because this one, I hold it with the tips of the fingers and just touch it to the flame, and that one completely goes. Now, the last one's a hard one. And the reason is, I don't have to actually light the lighter. All I have to do is just wave the lighter over the top. And when I do, that final coin vanishes completely. The problem is, if I don't light the lighter, and instead I just wave it over the top, if I squeeze the lighter, what's going to happen is the lighter's going to turn into the coin. That's no good to anybody. You see, the only way to get the lighter back then is to take the coin and rub it, and when I do, it turns back into the lighter. And you're probably wondering where the coin is. Well, the coin's right there inside the flame. And remember, the second coin's inside the flame as well. That's 1 inside the flame, that's 2 inside the flame. Watch the flame, Michael. If I take that flame, throw it up in the air, 6 somersaults, that's the 3rd coin over there. That's 3 coins, that's a lighter. And that's a trick with 3 coins and a lighter. And that's called lighter coin.
Now, this routine is pure commercial gold, because all you need is a lighter and this coin, and you are good to go. Just a lighter in this gimmick, and you're good to go. And I love the fact, I don't think I've got the lighter anymore. No, Matt took it back. I love the fact that the flame of the lighter you produce the coin from, it looks really, really good. When you produce that coin out the flame of the lighter, it looks great. And I love, again, just like a lot of the routines on this list I'm sharing with you, I love the fact that it's super visual. You know, you're seeing that coin appear, you're seeing that coin appear, you're seeing that coin appear, and they think that's the end of the trick. And then you start vanishing the coins, and you start making the coins vanish, and you're down to that last coin, and then you've got that moment where everything's changing places, and then it changed back again, and then changed back again, and your hands are being shown empty the whole time, and then you're ending up with the production of the 3 coins. And that's how I end the routine, with the production of the 3 coins. Now, in the past, I've actually played around with taking those 3 coins and vanishing them back into the lighter, but it's kind of overkill at that point. But what I have done, and I haven't actually included this on the list, maybe I'll do another House and Wise, a follow-up House and Wise on I'll do another follow-up House and Wise on the double shell gimmick at some point, because one of the routines that I was going to include on this list and I haven't is what I call mini madness, which is where I take 3 coins and I turn them into mini coins, which is a great trick. I have played around with combining the lighter trick with the mini madness. So you do that whole routine that you've just seen, and then you take the 3 coins and you shrink them down using the lighter flame. They shrink down into mini Morgan dollars, and then as a finale, you take the the lighter, and the lighter shrinks down as well. I just kind of love that. I think that whole sequence just works really well. You know, that whole thing together works great. But as a trick on its own, the lighter trick, super commercial. Just put it in your pocket, no table required, instant reset, ready to go. You know, and you can either vanish the coins and have everything examinable apparently, or you can have the 3 coins left on the table and go into something else. So that's the lighter trick. Now, off the back of the lighter trick, I kind of adapted that and came up with a trick called Thanks to Chad. And this is my version of Flash Coins by Chad Long. Now, Chad Long is one of my favorite magicians of all time. He released a trick many years ago called Flash Coins, and this is my take on Flash Coins. But I've made it a lot easier through the use of the double shell gimmick. Let's have a look at this. This is a live performance from a wedding gig. Let's have a look.
Pieces of paper, reach in and grab them out.
Oh, hands, get your fingers in.
Well, he's like Tony with a bar.
Is there any more in there?
Is there any more in there?
No more, gone.
All gone? All gone? There you go, all gone. I'm going to put that right there. How many do you have? 1, 2, 3. You're going to be lighter, lady. Oh, I know. Do you know how to light a lighter? Have a go. You do that so well. That was amazing. Here's what we're going to do. If I told you I could get those 3 pieces of paper back inside there, would that be good? No, it wouldn't. I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to get them back in here in a very weird way. Light the lighter. Light the lighter. If I do this, I can turn that into... Wow. I know, that's the buried silver dollar. I'll do that again, watch. We'll use this one. Do me a favor, light the lighter. I know. I've seen this before, I still don't know how it works. Last one, light the lighter.
That's brilliant. And you can see
Now, that's 3 coins, right? So now that we've turned the paper into coins, now we can do the impossible. You see the 3 coins? What's your name, sir? Tony. Tony, if I put these 2 here, how many does that leave there? Take the lighter for me, Tony. Light it. If I just light it, yeah, light the lighter. If I wave this coin over your hand. The first coin disappeared. Let's do that again. You might have missed it. How many coins left?
I missed it. 2.
How many coins? Right, watch. I'll put that one there. Light the lighter. Last one. Look, we've still got a bit of paper here, so let's use this. Light the lighter one more time. Light the lighter. This last coin, I'm just going to do this. And that's when the final coin vanishes. And here's the weird thing. We took the paper out of here at the very beginning, didn't we? Nothing in my hand.
No, did it?
Listen.
Money.
Well, if this is, I can't, but you're not going to believe this. Check this out.
No way. No way.
Okay, so Chad is one of the greatest coin magicians of all time. He's very underrated with coins because he's so good at everything. You kind of think of Chad as doing this and doing that and doing the other, but his coin magic is brilliant. And Flash Coins is so good and not an easy routine to do. It's really not easy because you're using multiple coins and there's a lot of switches taking place, a lot of vanishes taking place. And I was like, right, how can I make that routine easier? And the easiest way to do a routine like that is to substitute this instead of 3 regular coins, and then to substitute a quiver instead of a coin purse. Of course, Chad used a coin purse, I'm using a quiver. And it's a very clever use of the of flash paper. You saw the reactions to the appearances. I love the fact that you show the quiver makes things so easy. You know, you show the coins, you show the quiver, they reach in, they take out the little pieces of paper, you put the quiver to one side, it's forgotten. Nobody thinks about that anymore. It's not like the focus is on the quiver. You then bring out the lighter, you produce the 3 coins, each production becomes more impressive. And then you vanish the coins while the spectator's holding the lighter. I love that final vanish where you throw the flame into your hand and the coin just vanishes. And immediately, you open up the quiver, or you can get them to open up the quiver, and now inside are the 3 coins, and they're examinable, and that's the great point. At this point, everything is examinable, which is just perfect, because you're using this gimmick to do all the heavy lifting, and at the end, everything's examinable, and you've got 3 coins, and you can use them to go into whatever you want to go into. And I love the fact as well that just having a quiver and a lighter and a 3cm, a double shell gimmick with me, I can do so many of these routines. So I can do the lighter trick from earlier on. I can do the thanks to Chad routine as well, which is just great. And also I've got another routine, which I'll show you next, called purse and coin. And I can go into purse and coin, which is kind of a coin production, stroke, vanish. It's kind of like Flash coins. It's kind of like thanks to Chad, but without the fire. You know, because some places you don't really want to use fire, you don't really want to use flash paper. It's kind of like that, but without the flash paper. And it makes more use of the quiver. The quiver is used more in that routine than it is in the thanks to Chad. But I love the fact that there's 3 or 4 routines, 4 or 5 routines off this list that I can literally do with just having a quiver, having a lighter, and having some, having a double shell gimmick in my pocket, because a lot of the time you go to gigs, right, and you want to try and do something different on every single table. Well, if you can use your gimmicks to do multiple routines on each table that are different to the table that you've done before, well, you're getting more mileage out of the same prop, right? So anyway, let's have a look at the next one. This is called Purse and Coin, and like I say, it's a routine with a 3cm double shell gimmick and a quiver. Let's have a look at that one.
Exactly what happens. Inside here, I actually have... Can you see inside there, Michael? You can see what's in there.
Not really.
There's nothing in there.
Oh.
It's empty. If you were here, you could stick your finger in. There's nothing in there. I'm going to tip out the nothing, though. Can you see the...
Not
there's,
really.
there's nothing in there, you see. But here's the interesting thing. If I take the nothing and squeeze, I can turn it into a coin. Now, I'll do that again. You can probably... can you see this, another piece of nothing in there?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if you were here, you could reach and take that nothing out yourself. Now, the first nothing turned into a coin. The second nothing's right there. If I pick it up, it turns into a coin almost immediately, which is really incredible, to be perfectly honest, when you think about it. Now, that leaves us with one final piece of nothing. You probably can't see it in there. But here's the thing. All I have to do... Can you see anything in there at all?
No.
Because, look, all I have to do is reach in, take out that nothing, give it a little shake, and that's when it turns into the coin. Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm going to take... Shall I take this one? Yeah, I'll take this one. Don't worry about this one. Don't worry about this one. Watch this one, okay? Because if I take this one and I do this, I can put the nothing back into the purse. I'll do it again. Watch, I'll take this one now, and I just take this one, and I can put it right back into the purse. I'll take the final one. This last one goes exactly the same way. You take this one, and it goes right there inside the purse. And now, back inside the purse, you've got the nothing, but... when they go back in, that nothing actually turns into something. And that's our 3 coins that we can use for any other routine we want to use.
Okay, so that's purse and coin. And, it is what it is. I mean, there's nobody who's watching this video that's going to be fooled by that trick. And nor should you be. You know, I've literally explained to you what the gimmick is, and you all know what a quiver is. So it's not going to fool you. But, I mean, that's not important. It's not important whether you fool magicians or not, at least for me. It might be important for you. I don't know. It's not important for me. What's important for me is that... what's important to me is that the magic is commercial and strong and direct. Excuse me. And that's what you have here. You have commercial, strong, direct magic that works really, really well. I love this purse and coin routine does not require a table at all. You know, I said that this was all going up on the NETRIX. When you see it on the NETRIX, you'll realise I go through multiple different ways of actually using these routines. So most of them can be done without a table if you want them to be, when you understand the various different sleights that you can use with these coins. So that's the person, the coin routine. We're now going to move on, and I'm going to talk you through one of my favourite coin plots. Now, this is called Really Fly, and this is a version of 3 Fly. I think that 3 Fly is to me, with coins, what A-Can is to me with playing cards. Everybody knows that I'm kind of obsessed with any card at any number. It's one of my favourite card plots of all time. Well, 3 Fly is one of my favourite coin plots of all time, and I think I've published about 30 different versions. This has never been published. It is now because it's on the NETRIX, but it was never published before. But it's a really great way of doing 3 Fly because the coins are never brought together. You have 3 coins, you produce them, you hold them in one hand, you never bring your hands together, and yet the coins jump from one hand to another. Let's have a look at
check it out. Michael, I'm going to take a piece of nothing. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Well, no, but you take nothing, you know it's going to turn into a coin, because that's what happens in this office. When you take a piece of imagination, it turns into a coin. It's the weirdest office work in the world, because every single time you look over at me, I'm taking pieces of imagination, I'm turning them into coins. Like, this is not a normal thing to see in a normal office, but every single time I reach into the air, take a piece of nothing, give a little squeeze, I can turn that piece of nothing into a coin. Now, these aren't coins. They look like coins. They feel like coins. They smell like coins. I don't know what coins smell like, but these definitely smell like coins. But they're not coins. They're pieces of imagination. And because they are pieces of imagination, it means that you can do whatever you want with them. So, for example, I can take these 3 coins and make them jump into this hand over here. Now, I'm going to hold them at the tips of the fingers. You will see them disappear from here. You will see them appear over here. And at no point will it leave your point of view. So, look, 3 coins, 8 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 hands, 10 fingernails, 10 knuckles, no sleeves. And I talk fast. Watch, imagine an invisible line that separates this hand from this hand. The hands never come together. This hand stays over on this invisible line. This hand stays over here on this side of the invisible line. And yet, just like that, the first coin jumps into the other hand. You see, that's the first one. That leaves us with 2. Let's do it again. The second one, you know what's going to happen. This one kind of acts as a magnet for the second one to go across. You just do that. And when you do that, that's the second one across. That's number 2. The last one's the hardest one, though. Watch, 2 over here, 1 over here. The last one, you just squeeze, throw, catch. And that's 1, 2, 3 regular coins that you can now use for your favourite routine.
So that was Really Fly. And you know what I love about this routine? Combining 3 regular coins with a 3CM really does allow you to have some incredibly clean moments. So in that particular routine, I'm using the double shell gimmick to produce the 3 coins. But what's great is I can vanish 2 coins very easily just through the use of the gimmick. So if I have 3 regular coins palmed in the other hand, I can combine a little bit of sleight of hand with a coin gimmick, and I can have this beautiful moment where the coins are literally jumping into the other hand one at a time. And I think that's the sweet spot. You know, my favourite way of using coin gimmicks is combining them with sleight of hand. Although there's some great routines out there that use coin gimmicks that don't require any sleight of hand, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you can combine a bit of sleight of hand with a coin gimmick, the results can sometimes be absolutely incredible. And Really Fly is a perfect example. I remember performing this a couple of years ago at the Magic Circle, and somebody asked about 3 Fly, and I had this in my pocket, and I went, well, I've got a version of 3 Fly called Really Fly, and the coins don't come together. And the guy was just completely blown away. He'd never seen a gimmick like this before, couldn't understand how the routine worked, and was just completely and totally fried. And when you actually think about it, this is impossible. The fact that you can, without your hands going anywhere near each other, you can make 3 coins jump from this hand to this hand. It's very, very strong when you think about it. So that's Really Fly. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go on to the next one. I want to talk to you about a routine called Thanks to Paige. Now, if you saw my 5x5 a little while ago on handkerchief magic, and it was very well received, you would have seen me doing a routine by Patrick Page using a handkerchief and 3 coins and making the 3 coins land in the handkerchief one at a time. Did a little tutorial of it as well. Well, this is a version of that, but it eliminates the problem that I've always had with that routine. And the problem is, and it's not a major issue, but the problem is when you're making the coins jump from here over to here, you are palming the coins in this hand. You are having to make the coins, you are having to conceal the coins in this hand. This particular version combines 3 regular coins with that Patrick Page style concept of the coins landing inside a squared up handkerchief. But by infusing the double shell gimmick into the mix, it means that all of the vanishes are complete vanishes. And I think if there's something we can learn from this, it's kind of the, sometimes just because a routine has apparently just like been set, just because a routine is like, right, okay, this is it, this is perfect, it doesn't mean that you can't approach it in a different direction. And as long as you've got a reason for doing that, you know, for me, I wanted to try and improve the trick. How my bugbear, what it was, I was having to palm the coins over here, and I didn't want to have any heat on my hand. I wanted to be able to subtly show my hand empty, and that's where this came from. So let's have a look at this. This is thanks to Paige. It's a really great coins routine.
On there, I'm going to perform it for you. Michael, I've got a handkerchief here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to take this handkerchief and I'm just going to fold it up into a little square like this. And I've got 3 coins as well. These are Morgan dollars. Can you see them? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Morgan dollars. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry about these 2. Watch this one. Because you see, if you were here, you could feel this handkerchief. But if I take this coin, I want to watch. 1, 2. I can throw it up in the air. Completely invisible. And yet when it lands right there. Now, you can hear it. You can feel it. Let me take it out there so I can show it you. Here it comes. It's in there somewhere. Here it is. Where's it gone? There it is, right there in the middle. My hands are big. But there you go. So that's the first coin. Now, you might have missed it. And as a rule in magic, never repeat a trick. I'm going to do it again for you. So I'm going to pop that in there like that. Okay. And you can see it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Now, that leaves us with 2 coins. This time it's a bit harder because you know exactly what's going to happen. So I'll tell you which coin I'm going to do it with. This one. Watch. All I have to do is take that coin, throw it up in the air. And that's the second one. You see, that's coin number 2. Leaves us with 1 last coin. And if we look in here, we can see we should have 2 coins. There is, it won't come out. There you go. There is 1 and there is 2. So 2 coins have come out. 1 coin left. Watch carefully. That's 1. That's 2. This is the last coin. Watch the final coin. Do not blink for a second. You see, if I take that coin and throw it up in the air, just like that, that's 1, 2, 3 coins right there.
I'll tell you right now, this routine is a fantastic routine to do once you've got your double shell gimmick in place. So let's just say I've done a routine where I end up with 3 coins on the table, like, for example, the lighter trick. If you think about the end of the lighter trick, I've got these 3 coins on the table. I can then pull out a handkerchief and I can then say, right, okay, well, let's see if we can go one step further. Rather than making the coins vanish, let's see if we can make them jump from here to here. You have the handkerchief examined, and you start making the coins jump from one place to another. And then you're left with 3 regular coins. And as they're looking at the regular coins, if you wanted to, because you've got a handkerchief, you can do a jumbo coin appearance, a 5-inch jumbo coin appearance. And that's the thing, you know, I think that one of the most important things when you're working with any type of gimmick or any deck of cards is routining and transitions. How can you put these different routines together so that you're not doing the same thing 3 or 4 times, but it kind of logically makes sense to go from one routine into another routine. And I love the fact that I can literally do an act for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in length with nothing more than this, a handkerchief and a couple of other bits and pieces. It's fun for me, you know, if that kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's called Thanks to Paige. I will say one more thing about it, which is if you're doing a coins across and you're doing a parlor type show where you've got an audience in front of you, that is the single most visual way of doing a coins across. Having that handkerchief there, you can feel that it's empty, you can see it's empty, and then boom, they see the coin land in it. That's even more visual than a coins to glass when you're performing to a big group of people, or at least in my opinion. Right, now, one of the things that I do when I work with a particular coin gimmick or a particular thing, you know, this is the approach I took with the Svengali deck and the Mirage deck and all these different projects that I do. I kind of put a pin in it. I go, right, okay, so we've got this gimmick. It's got 2 shells on it. we use it to make coins appear and disappear. If I can't use it to make a coin appear and disappear, what else can I use it for? And that's kind of what I try and do. I put a pin in it. I take off the table anything that it's designed to do. And this next routine that you are going to see was created out of that line of thinking. Right, okay, so I can't use it for anything. I can't really use it for a coins across or an appearance or a vanish. So what else can I use it for? And this is a version of Paul Harris's Strange Exchange. It's called Stranger Exchange. Let's have a look at it. Well, I've got a deck of cards, yeah, but it's not a card trick, so you're not going to pick a card. And I've got this coin. This is a silver dollar, a Morgan silver dollar. You've seen coins like that before, haven't you, Michael? Yeah. I've actually got two of them. Let me grab the other one. This is another Morgan dollar. So I've got two Morgan dollars altogether. And you are going to pick a card, but I'm allowed to see it. So just say stop. Stop. Right there. Are you sure? Yeah. So we have the King of Diamonds. So what we have is we have two coins, although we're only going to use one of them. The second coin comes in a separate trick that you're not going to see because I'm just doing this trick, but you know, that's the way it is. But we've got the King of Diamonds. Are you happy with the King of Diamonds? Yeah. So we've got two coins, King of Diamonds, and we've got a deck of cards. Now, there's a rule in Magic. You don't really tell the audience what you're going to do. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the King of Diamonds there on top of the deck, and I'm going to take one of these coins, this one here, and I'm going to try and make the coin and the King of Diamonds change places. Would that be good? Yeah. Watch the coin. Watch the King of Diamonds. Don't worry about this one. This is for another trick. This is the one you want to watch. Watch. 1, 2, 3. You see, now I've got the coin there. The card is over there. That's the coin. That's the card. And that is definitely a Stranger Exchange. Okay, so that's called Stranger Exchange. Now, I find that the Stranger Exchange plot is quite underrated. There's a lot of people that don't know about it. What I love about this particular routine is I can just have it in my pocket and I can do it anytime I want to. As long as I've got a deck of cards, I don't need a close-up pad. Maybe I've just finished the card routine. I can take a couple of coins out and I can go into whatever I want to. Now, I always followed it. In order for the method for this to work, I have to bring out two coins. And I use one of the coins to do the transposition. What I'll typically do is I'll then take the two coins and vanish them underneath one of the cards. And you're going to see a routine in a bit called card. And I typically will follow Stranger Exchange with card. So I'll produce a third coin out of my pocket and I'll go into card after Stranger Exchange. I won't do the production of the coins. I'll take the coins out of the pocket, do Stranger Exchange, and then go into the second and the third phase of card. And I think that's why I like having a big repertoire. I like having a big repertoire because when I'm putting acts together, I can go, well, let me take this part of this one. Let me take this part of this one. I'll put these two together. I'll add that production from there, and I'll put the whole thing together, and the finale is going to be this from this routine there, you know, kind of putting everything together. But let's have a look at this. This is, well, you've just seen it, actually. It's called... you know, what I love about this, like I say, sorry, I'm completely in a different thing, is you bring the coin out and you show it. I don't have it examined. Obviously, I can't have it examined, but I love that I can show it both sides. And then I can immediately reach in and take another one and show it both sides. And now I'm into the routine. I love that. I think that's great. Now, if you are going to do this as a standalone piece, you do have to have a reason for having two coins because only one of these coins is actually going to be used in the effect. Like I say, I openly will say, I'm going to use two coins for this. Do the Stranger Exchange and then say, well, actually, let's see if we can get, I'm going to use a third coin. There you go. We'll use a third coin. And now I'm into card. So yeah, if you do Stranger Exchange, and by the way, if you don't do Stranger Exchange or Strange Exchange or anything like that, it's one of the most visual coin plots that there is. You see the deck of cards, you see the coin there, you see the coin over here, you see the deck of cards here, you see the card on top of the deck, and boom, they change places. And I love the fact that with this version, because of the use of the gimmick, you're not actually having your hand, you're not actually having anything left in your hand. For anybody who knows the original version, when you get to this point here, there's a couple of advantages with this. So first of all, when you do the move and they see the coin there and you come here, you know, you only got one coin to deal with. So your hands are empty at this point now. And you put that back over there and you're done. I love the fact that the hands are empty, because that was the thing that always bugged me with Paul's original. But anyway, that's card. I think, no, sorry, that's Stranger Exchange. We've got one last one to look at. Let's have a look at card. That's the other routine that I went through. This is kind of like a complete act. And I designed this to be done with this. So all I wanted to do was have a deck of cards and the triple threat or the double shell gimmick. And I wanted to be able to have a full coin routine that I could do at the end of any card routine. So at the end of a card routine, you bring a card out and you go into what you're about to see now. And I wanted to have that moment where, you know, I could do this at the end of a card routine. So it's called card.
And it uses a deck of cards, Michael, but it's not a card trick. It uses a deck of cards, but it's not a card trick. You get to pick a card. Just say stop.
Stop.
Now, I'm going to give you a choice. That's the 2 of diamonds. You can have that one, or if you want to switch it out for a different one, you can. It's up to you.
No, I'm happy with that.
Okay. And we only use one card for now. We're going to use another couple in a minute. But we only use one card. Now, all I have to do is put the card right there in the middle, snap my fingers, and when I do, you make a coin appear. Now, that is a Morgan dollar. That is a beautiful coin. It's a very big coin, actually. Here's the thing. Watch, if I take this Morgan dollar and I wave it over the card and snap my fingers, do you know what happens? Another Morgan dollar, yeah. That's 2 Morgan dollars. Now, there's a thing in Magic where all good things come in 3s. So we'll try and do it one more time. You've seen it happen with these 2. Watch this one. All I have to do is snap, wave this one over, and when I do, I get number 3, which is pretty cool. Now we've got 3 coins. Now we can do the trick. Now we need another couple of cards for this. So I'll tell you what, just say stop.
Stop.
Oh, another 2.
Yeah.
Perfect. And just say stop.
Stop.
Another 2. Wow. It's almost like I forced you, which I didn't, but, you know, whatever. So we've got 3 2s. Now, we're going to do this nice and slowly. I'm going to go really slow so you can see I'm not cheating. I'm going to take the first Morgan dollar and put it right there underneath that card. That one goes right there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
That leaves us with 2. I'm going to take this one and put this one underneath this card right there. And the last one, this one here, goes underneath this card. I want you to remember, this is the leader coin, and this goes underneath the 2 of diamonds. I could put it on top or I could put it underneath. What would you prefer? So how about we split the difference and I put it underneath, but I leave it sticking out a little bit. How's that? Yeah. Or would you prefer it on top? It's up to you. Have it on top, sticking out?
That's fine.
A little sticking out like that?
Yeah.
Right, watch. Which one do you want me to do first? That one or that one?
That one on your left.
Left, this one. That's when the first coin vanishes. It doesn't actually go far. It goes right there. Let me do that again. Look, there's 2. I'll leave them right there so you can see both of them. That one goes just like that, and that is all 3. Now, the interesting thing is I've made them appear. I've made them jump from one place to another. What I need to do is make them vanish, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Don't worry about these 2. Just watch this one. You see, all good things disappear eventually, which is why we've been left with no coins and nothing more than a card.
So that's card. That is card. That is exactly what card is. That is card. I've got nothing else to say about this. I love the fact that you produce the 3 coins. Everything kind of makes sense. You know what's really nice? The way that you do I won't do it again now, but the way you do the thing where 1 coin goes under here, 1 coin goes under here, the leader coin goes under here, and boom, you're already done. The 3 coins are already over there, but it doesn't feel like you've even started. I love the structure behind that, and because you've got them used to putting coins underneath cards, when you then get into the other bit where you put the coins under there and everything disappears, they're used to that action. I love that in this. This is really strong. This is one that I do in the real world all of the time. Some of these I haven't done for a while. The crazy routine I haven't done since I was entering competitions regularly. I haven't done the I've done them all for years, but some of them I haven't done recently, like the which one? The handkerchief one. Thanks to Paige. I haven't done that one in a while. Not that I wouldn't do it. I'd do it absolutely in a heartbeat. But that one that you've just seen there, card, this is one that I bust out all the time because I've always got this coin gimmick in my pocket and I'm always doing card routines. So it's a great way to transition from card magic into coin magic. So there you go. That is 10 routines using a double shell gimmick. So that's another hows and whys in the bag. That's 10 routines using a double shell gimmick that you could plug into your act immediately, and you can add some really cool coin magic into your close-up act without actually that much hard work. Now, like I said, NETRIX members, you're going to have access to a tutorial for every single one of those tricks. So if you've ever considered getting a triple threat but you don't know what to do with it, if you ever considered going down that route, or you've got a triple threat or a 3CM and you don't know what to do with it, I've got you covered on the NETRIX. Just go onto the NETRIX and you're going to be able to see all of the stuff there. Outside of that, I want to say thank you so much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see another hows and whys. I've got another one planned for just after Blackpool. It's the long-awaited thumb tip hows and whys. So that's kind of almost finished now. So we'll be uploading that after Blackpool. Outside of that, thank you once again for joining me. You want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. And like I said, you can join the NETRIX by going to thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform for magicians, and it's available immediately. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.